This week in Hey the Parents, we're talking about something every parent does, and almost nobody likes to admit when we mess up. We lose our patience, we say the wrong thing, we make bad calls, we overreact, underreact, forget things, assume things, and sometimes realize hours or years later, we got something completely wrong. The funny thing is, most of us spend so much time trying to avoid mistakes that we forget our kids are watching something much more important, what we do after the mistake happens. Because parenting isn't about having a perfect record, it's about what happens when you don't. It's about owning it, apologizing when necessary, and showing our kids how to repair relationships when things go sideways. So this week, we're talking about the biggest parenting F-ups and the fixes that come after. I'm Michael Height.
I'm Sarah Dean.
And I'm Mike Levine.
And this is Hey the Parents.
Kids don't come with a handbook, so we need your help.
Where do babies come from?
Where do you think they come from?
Is this a kissing book?
Mama! Mama!
What?
Hi.
I learned it by watching you. There are no rules in this house. I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
We sent them to the best boarding schools. We hired the best nannies. We did everything right.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
No drinking, no drugs, no kissing, no tattoos, no piercings, no ritual animal slaughters of any kind.
Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
This is Hey Other Parents, an honest, messy, imperfect show for raising kids.
Hey, welcome back. It's us again.
What's
What
up?
How's
it
it's the
going?
three best friends. Okay.
Oh, man, I love it. I love
We're
it.
here.
I love it. You know what? Look
I
at you. You
can't
did it.
sing.
You know, sometimes,
I love it.
Sometimes when you just wake up and, you grab that cup of Joe and you sing into the microphone, you're ready. You know that you just started that.
It sounds like you're a baritone or something.
I know.
like that.
Yes, I wish I could sing.
Little treble.
I don't know. I try. I wanted to be part of the trebles. I don't know if you guys ever see.
Yes. Yep.
I just don't have the treble voice though. I try.
I feel
with
like
the
you really, listen, auto-tune's been out for a while. Maybe, maybe it's time for your, this is your year. This is your chance.
It's my calling.
What would the
This is
album
it.
be called?
American Idol, Here I Come. The album would be called
Jay Guadi.
Jay Guadi.
Big Waddy.
Yeah, just get up and do it. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get up. We're gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
So we're so glad that you guys are here to hang out with us. We wrap up season 5 of Hey the Parents. For our regular listeners, you already know the deal. And for anyone joining us for the first time, welcome to Hey the Parents, a parenting podcast where we have honest conversations each week about raising kids. The good, the messy, the stressful, everything in between, including Mike Levine singing. And every episode we take a different parenting topic and we try to figure it out together in real time. So with that said, let's jump into this week's episode. Sarah D, what are we talking about before Mike Levine sings about it?
Oh man, a way to end a season. We are talking about all the times that we have messed up as parents and how we try to fix them.
Man, this
Heck
episode
yeah.
might be a lot longer.
I know, right?
So
Oh,
we were
God.
thinking about how to wrap up the season, and there's this kind of moment that came to mind with my wife a while ago about one of her coworkers, Keith, and he has a son, Wyatt, and I don't remember exactly how the story had happened, but I think they were like going like travel soccer game or whatever it was. Something went wrong, and I think like he looked at his kid and he was like, you probably don't think about this, but this is pretty much the first time I've been a parent. So I get things wrong all the time, and I'm gonna make mistakes, and that's just kind of how it goes because I don't really know sometimes what I'm doing, kind of winging it. You're my first, you guys, this is the first time I'm a dad, so I just thought it was like really cool because like sometimes we don't actually just say the thing that needs to be said. So I think that was just a really cool thing to hear because I think sometimes just saying it like that is like, wow, all right. When you put it from that perspective, because there's the other perspective. There's this movie with Jennifer Aniston where she starts like yelling at her daughter and she's like screaming at her and she's like, what was that movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? This is one movie where Jennifer Aniston's like yelling at her. She's like, starts cursing at her and she's like, I'm a woman. I don't understand why you act this way. And she's like, F this, F that. And like, you're just like, ungrateful. And like that,
I think that's every kid movie.
it really
right?
is
Isn't that
because
like
at the end of it, they're gonna hug anyway.
parent
You know?
yells at their kid.
I know, but it's really
Oh, was that like couples retreat? with,
maybe that's what it
Adam
was.
Sandler?
Oh my God, that's my favorite. Me and Taylor's favorite movie.
Is that
the
Couples
one?
Retreat? Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like
Oh,
yelling at her
yeah.
daughter, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, it's so good.
So I guess like
I'm sorry, there's this one scene real quick that the kid, they go to like a hardware store and they're picking out tiles, and the kid sits on a toilet bowl and he starts going to the bathroom with the toilet bowl. And then everybody comes over.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's like, listen, there's not much I could say.
Oh man, I love it. So okay, so it wasn't that. It was actually from the morning show. So so she's just yelling at her daughter, and like I guess like
yes,
it comes to
good
like
show.
a big head, right? And
right.
you know, and it's kind of like this mentality. This is probably more fitting for the mom working episode, but anyway. So it was really more of like her coming to grips with like she's like, I'm a woman, I'm your mother, but I worked hard for my career. And whether she's wrong or right, but it was basically this idea that she was like, you know, I'm not going to apologize for how hard I worked and stuff like that. So it was just interesting. So that's the opposite, not apologizing, I guess. I don't know.
Right. Justifying.
Yeah.
Listen, it makes me think about all the times I messed up, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Even
right?
with apologizing, you know,
I know.
and you're like, you walk away, you're like, that really wasn't an apology. Whoops.
I guess that's better than high-fiving yourself walking away and everyone's looking in the room is looking at each other like, what did they just say?
No, that's like the main thing. That's like, you know, when you mess up and you're like walking around, you're like thinking about it. You're like, did I mess up or did I not mess up? Did I go too far? Did I not go too far? I don't know. That's
You don't have the you don't have the indicator? You don't have the indicator of the cold sweat in the back of your neck? When you're like, oh, that didn't go well. You don't have that.
Oh, the indicator is when everybody hates me. That's
that goes with it. But so so this is like the myth of parenting, right? The myth of the perfect parent. So the idea that like, first off, we talk about this, you know, I think it's a good reminder. It's not like I forget. I know we talk about this. We say it a lot. You know, when you go on Facebook and Instagram, you see those perfect pictures of that coworker or that friend or somebody you know, and you're like, look at them. They don't look like they fight. Let me tell you a little story. Oh, in between all those pictures, they were probably yelling and screaming like, stand to the left, smile, move to the right, stop pushing your brother. There is no way that there is any perfect family out there. So just always remind yourself of that as you.
That's the highlight reel. Those are the highlight reels, guys.
I know one year we were going to we were going to have like a family card for our I apologize, Sarah. I was just like talking to you. There was a family like you know, the holiday cards, and like my wife would like get them matching PJs and go outside for like a little photo shoot situation, and like there were so many pictures of like, and like, you know, just watching it completely derail. You know, she was like up on like a little like, you know, mini ladder thing, like trying to take pictures, and like we moved them like 18 times. Like, let's try them on the bed, let's try them like outside, and like it is falling apart. Like it is, I mean, it is like. Now we're outside and we're yelling, and now it's like, oh my God, everyone's hearing it on top of the fact that it's going terribly. And like, there's all these pictures of like them making faces and getting annoyed. I'm like, how awesome of a holiday card would it be if it was just the messed up pictures and not the good ones?
I was just saying, that'd be amazing. And you're like, wishing you another happy year.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, just another regular day in the White House, you know?
Love it. But like, yeah, like social media, like I think we all know at this point, social media is like totally like a farce. You know, like the content creators are creating content, the highlight reels, and like my best weekend ever pictures of those. But you know what gets me sometimes is like when we're all sitting down and we're like at the like lunch table, you know, at work, and like, or you come across like other parents like at a sporting event or something, and they're just like, oh yeah, my child just graduated from Brown University, and you're like, but how did you do that? You know, like, or my child, they help with chores and stuff like that. I'm like, but how? Where did you? Yeah. Where does it happen? Or you're just like, wow, they just got it all together. It sounds great. You know, like, you know, and I'm sure someone like is looking at us and being like, oh, like they have a great like life too, or something like that. Like, it's hard sometimes, I think, as parents. I think it's just human nature.
Where?
I know, like, but like not to compare. Do you know what I mean? Like, be like, oh my God, like I wish my son did that. I wish my daughter was like that, you know?
It's so easy to get caught up in that game, right?
I think that's our problem. We have a tendency to compare, you know, and I think people just need to realize or parents need to realize is every kid's different. You know, every kid has a different, your situation's different. The kid's situation's different. Everything is different. And
absolutely,
you know, we do what we can the best way we can with what we have. you know, with what we have, you know. So, you know, every situation even for your children, you know, when you have one kid, right, you have obviously a lot more money and a lot more things because, you know, you don't have to spread it between 4 kids, you know, so you can go to Disney World, you know, or because you could afford it or something.
Wait for Taylor to come in and be like, Mike, good news. We are having triplets.
I know. You know, I think about this because even with me, it's like I have 3 kids, you know, and we went to Disney World, I think twice when I had 1 kid, you know, so I'm like, I'm not going to Disney World right now with 3 kids. Like it's just,
right.
You know, and I feel bad, right? Like I want to take all 3 of my kids, and I want to take especially my last one, Hayden, who's never really been there. She was there when she was younger, but she didn't really remember it, you know. And I think that's just my point, is like we have a tendency to compare. We see all these families on Facebook, social media, whatever, doing all these highlight reels, and you're like, oh man, I need to do that. And that's not the case. You know, your situation, your circumstances, your children's life, everything's different. And, you know, at the time that you're going through it, you're doing the best that you can. And I think that's just important to remember, because I think as parents, we try to give our kids everything that we either didn't have or the best of everything that we have. And, you know, you're just doing it. You're doing it, you know, whether it's taking them to the park or taking them to, you know, Disney World, you know, you're doing it. So don't compare.
When you put them on the swing,
that's the end of that episode. Thanks.
yeah.
But the idea, I guess, like, is that kids really don't need the perfection, right? They just need consistency and love. But the thing is that we don't always see that. You know?
No.
You know, Sarah was like, you know, it's the little things that I started to make a list of, right? You were like thinking of like little moments where you're like, these are some mistakes that we make.
Right. Like the day-to-day things that sometimes like kind of eat away at your soul. So it's like, you know, for example, when last year, Julian, we missed paperwork, you know, for to sign him up for band or orchestra. And it kind of, I would like to say that we missed it, but also at the same time, like we didn't quite get it, whatever. There was like a whole bunch of circumstances. So this year we were trying to fix it. We're like, oh my God, we totally messed up. He can't be in chorus. He doesn't know how to sing, you know, and he's a musician. Yeah. Like he is, that's amazing. You know, he is a trombone and cello player. Like he is not a singer. So we tried to fix it. And the school was like, yeah, no, we're drawing like a hard line. And I get it. Cause they were like, you know, we let one person, then I'm gonna let everyone else do. And okay.
You're like, all right, well, look at that trombone section. It's hurting now because of the way your opinion is.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, listen, I don't know. He was like, take a chair. No, okay. But, you know, so that felt like a major like F up right there. Because Gina and I were like, oh my God, we tried to fix it for him. And then, you know what, at one point we had to just kind of give it up. And like, there was no fix to it. Like other than we attempted a fix and we're like, listen, buddy, you're going to have to be in chorus and try your darndest to sing.
Next time they'll have enough trombones for you. Like a little white line. You're like, oh.
Because mom and dad, we messed up. I'm sorry, kid. You know, buckaroo, get in there. And to this day, like every time the report card comes, it's like beautiful grades. You know, like he's like really good, like with his report card, like A's, B's. And then there's a C for chorus.
Really? Oh my God, is that funny? A C
for like the behavioral issues and then, you know, and Julian we're dying. We're like, Julian, what's going on in chorus? Like, it's easy. Just open your mouth and make some noise. He's like, I can't sing.
I tried that already. Like, that's why I got a C last quarter.
And we were cracking up and we're like, all right. And you know what? Listen, he survived his whole school year in chorus with all the wacky kids and the kids who don't want to be there as well.
Oh my God,
apparently a lot of kids were trying to get a chorus. No offense to the teacher, but like, you know, like so those are like the daily like little f ups that you do. Like you miss a permission slip, you like you know you like lose like a test grade. Oh my God, when you lose like a test and you're like, wait, so all that paperwork on the island wasn't garbage? Whoopsies.
Oh man.
You know?
I know sometimes I feel like a bad parent because like Taylor is always on top of all like those school things and I'm not. And then when I go to the school to like answer those questions, I'm like, oh crap.
That's like a Nate Bargatze like skit where like did you ever see a Nate Bargatze like comedy special where like the school call, like, what was it? Like the school calls him. There was something, I don't remember what it was. Something to do with like, bringing the kids to school, and like they had to, he's dropped them off, and he's kind of like, what makes you think that I even know where the school is or what the name of the school is? He's like, he gets such a pass. It's so funny because like his facial reaction gives him a pass, but like in the real world, he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know, dude.
Every time I show up to the school, I'm like, listen, guys, I'm not a bad dad. I'm not. I just I just forget things.
Oh man, and all the moms are like, oh, you're the best man ever because you came here with your kids, and you're like, oh,
that's so nice. You're helping.
Oh, you're babysitting today. That's so sweet.
Look at you, big boy, all on your own.
Oh man. You know what the thing though is that like with the paperwork thing, and I think it's gotten harder. So when physical paper comes home in a folder, man, that's a win. That's a win for everybody because you just fill it out and you hand it back. When it comes electronically, when both parents are on the thingy and it comes electronically, there have been a number of occasions where like we have not communicated about who's filling it out, and then the date passes and we're like, oh my lordy, and then you've got to like email somebody like, hey, so I understand my child's going to middle school next year and you need to know his world language. I don't know how I missed this. I know how I missed this. Can we please put him into this language so he has a choice?
Can you unlock the Google form that you sent us? Because we totally
imagine like due to you, we're actually canceling that language because we didn't have enough enrollment. It just took to take one more kid. No, I mean, it's crazy because like, oh God, like that feeling. And you're like, and you just know it's not about missing the deadline. It's about now feeling like you're that person. It's like
that person. You also like weren't like paying attention to emails, or you saw it and then you just forgot about it. And then like, okay, do your kids get like stressed when they realize that you've forgotten something like that?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God, you know. And like, I apologize. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I saw the email. I'm fixing it right now. I'm calling someone. I'm emailing someone. You know, I'll take care of it. And I'm like, well, I'm explaining myself here. You know, like, but you know, like I tried to.
How dare you make me explain myself for missing something I should have done?
But you know, like I'll try to remind them. Maybe I'm trying to make myself better, or or gaslight them. But I'm like, hey, it's been like a really busy week for mom, or a busy month. Like, you know, I'm trying my best here, kids. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
I'm like, or I do once in a while. It's like I do like the reverse like blame, but in some way it is true because my kids are 13-year-old now and 17, and I'll be like, you know, like Juju, like this is your responsibility, but some things are like you need to like remind me, like if this is important, like I need to sign something, I need to like that's part of your homework. You gotta say, hey mom, did you do the thing yet? Because like Sophia's relentless. Like if there's something that needs to be signed or done, she will, well, situationally, depends on but like I'll say to him, I'll be like, you know, like listen dude, like you gotta like remind me, like, you know, you can't just sit there and expect me to remember. I have so much going on, you know. And sometimes I wonder if I'm like just gaslighting him, or if I'm really trying to bring him into the circle of like, hey, I'm imperfect. I don't know.
Like, like the you're like you're cooking dinner and you're like your hands are dirty and you're like, I can't sign it right now. Take it out, put it on the table, put it in the spot of papers that need to be signed. Yeah, and then remind me 8 times.
Yeah. Correct. And make sure I don't spill anything on it.
I know. Oh god, and that's the other thing. Do you want to be that person who like returns something with a coffee stain? You like don't want to be
coffee stain, marinara.
Because like when the kid does it and there's cheese doodle dust on it, you're like that's them. But when it's a coffee, you're like, no, there's no way you can't just own up to it. You know,
no.
Like my wife did this. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that.
You know? Blame it on my wife. Yeah,
I know.
Wife.
Yeah, right. Probably just like, draw an arrow to it. God, did you? Sarah and I were talking before Mike hopped on, and it was like, we were talking about those little books of like Little Mr. Hugs and Little Miss whatever. We're like, we need modern ones like Little Miss Paperwork. And that would have been like, that's their contribution to society. I don't know how the book would go. Probably more for the parents than for the kids. Making like social stories. But that's a lot of communication stuff. It's hard, you know, getting on the same page, right?
Yeah, no, it sure is. It sure is. And then, like, so when you make mistakes, like, you know, like, what are some of the other mistakes you feel like you guys are like making at times? Like, that you keep repeating, you know?
I feel like for me, it's like I'm very impatient. You may not know that about me. But
You
like,
know.
you know what it is? Like I don't know. I hate it. I hate it about myself because like I know that. Okay, so here's a great example because it's very accurate. So like when you were a kid and you go to the pool and it was fun,
Yeah,
and your parents are like, "It's time to go," and you're like, "Oh shucks, it's time to go." So here's the thing. Back in my brain, I don't remember how that felt because I don't remember how long it was. But now as an adult, sometimes like you're cold, you want to go home. You don't want to be there anymore. And then you're just like, it's time to go. I end fun too fast, I think. I do it over and over and over again.
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
I'm you're like, all right, guys, wrap it up.
You like arbitrary what time 5 minutes. You don't even know why.
Leaving? What time are we going? Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? Like, because in a sense, like you're sort of like preemptively striking before it turns into a mess. So like, you know, like you feel like you just got like a kind of a tap on things. Like you're like, you know what? I could see this going south in about 20 minutes. Like we're going to try to end it before that happens. You know, maybe it will, maybe it won't, you know, maybe this pattern.
That's how it goes. But we're teaching our kids life skills because that goes back to like going out, like, you know, like hanging out with friends, late night partying stuff.
Yeah.
You have to leave before things start hitting the fan.
Wait, because you really want to be on the 1 o'clock train? You don't.
I think that's just the way we're trying to justify it.
And do you really want to go? Do you really want to be here when it's past everyone's nap time and there's crying and people are falling off the monkey bars?
Listen, that probably is the equivalent of the 1 o'clock train.
It is.
It's like the 1 o'clock train on the playground. You know.
We got to leave by a certain time. Yes, exactly.
Listen,
yes.
if you're from another state and you're listening to this podcast,
connection.
It doesn't matter if you're in Atlanta doing MARTA. It doesn't matter if you're in Tennessee and you're riding this trolley. Yes, I've been in those places. I live there. You know the deal. There's a certain time where you stop riding public transportation because everyone's messed up and drunk and it's a big mess.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're a parent, you know there's a certain time you must leave the playground before it all goes.
I'm just trying to be relatable to everybody.
Crazy.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, so like ending fun too soon. Like I feel like sometimes I might jump to conclusions. I'm like, so what did you do? What did she say? Yeah. Do you think you were being mean? Like, you know, like, cause I know my kids. Like, I'm just like, and it's like, no, mom, that's not what it was. I'm like, okay, my bad. Like sometimes maybe cause I'm tired. So I'm also like, can we wrap this story up? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, all I know is that you're complaining about your teacher. You're complaining about the girl next to you. So this is not ending well. Like what? What's the problem?
This is good therapy. This feels very relatable.
What? I know. Like, what email do I need to write? And like, what part did you have in it? Okay, can we just get to that part?
Could you fill in the gaps? Like, I feel like I'm like Encyclopedia Brown or somebody, and I'm like trying to get a story. And you know what? You're doing the interviews, you get nothing. Your witnesses are giving you nothing, and you're trying to connect the pieces of the story that make no sense. And then your child's like, could you stop interrupting? And you're like, could you get to the end of the story, please? Like, this is like
long-winded
it doesn't
story.
make sense. I'm trying to connecting it. Or and then like the thing is sometimes like one of your kids will tell like the other person, the other adult, your spouse, whatever, like, and they don't tell you, and then they get annoyed because you don't know, and you're like, my dude, I don't know what you're talking about right now. And then you start to like question yourself, like, did I forget this? Did I remember they tell me this? And they're like, wait a minute, no, they never actually told me this. And then they realize it halfway through, and you're like, come on, this is unfair. You're putting me in an unfair advantage. But I definitely do interrupt and talk over. I want to connect the story because I'm like, I don't have time.
No, I know. Like, let's get to the point, please. But then I think it's like,
I'm not the only one.
No, you know what it is sometimes too. I love, you know me. I love those car ride drives, but sometimes they're trying to tell me something major that I really probably need to give them all my attention, and that's why I'm trying to make a left-hand turn, and there's no light, and it's like a lot of traffic, and I'm just like trying to turn on the radio so I can see better, you know. And they're like, and then she said, I'm like, give me a second. You know.
Do you ever have that thing where like, okay, so like obviously we have multiple kids, so like you're like thinking about how your older one, you're trying to like keep that connection alive and like try to talk to them and like make sure that you have that like connection. So like you overreact, and then you try to make sure that you're giving your more attention you probably ever did for the next kid, seeing like maybe you could like make it easier for the transition for when they like start to like lean away. So then like you run into the circumstance where you're like, do I ever say no? We're like, pause. Like, you drive, like, you gotta give me a second. I'm really focusing right now. Just like, hold on. We can't. I really want to hear you. Like, you're diving deep into this really technical story about things, and I know you're one telling me I want to hear about it. But like, whoa, hold on. There's a lot of people on the road, and it's just
right. There's a lot of things.
Your brain is like
right. Only trying to process so many things. Because again, it goes back to what email, what phone call, what do I need to do next?
You're holding it. Like if you could just hold it, like it's like you're balancing plates, and you're just like, I could do this. I could drive. I could get to where I'm going on time, and remember to tell the person the thing you when I get there. But also remember this, and then you just watch in slow motion as all the plates start crashing down around you, and you're like, I don't remember anymore. I don't even know why I'm here. Where am I going?
Sometimes like I have to tell them, I'm like, okay, pause a second. I really want to listen to it, or if I really feel like I didn't listen, like I didn't hear the story, I'm like, okay, honestly, can you just tell me the story one more time? Because or when we get home, I need to like dig deeper a little bit. Cause I'm like, I was like, I was busy. I was trying to make that left-hand turn. So I try to be real and honest with them and be like, all right, let's start again. Like, cause I really need to hear that story. Like what's going on, cause like the worst part is like missing a sign that your kid needed you, when whether it's like an emotional thing or like you need to step in on a situation, or they just need to vent, but like you're trying to gauge it too. I think that's like a big, cause again, I don't think they necessarily walk away and be like, my mom hates me or something, but you feel that guilt in your head, you're like, oh man, I didn't pay attention to that story. I was yelling at him or her, or was jumping to conclusions. So like I try to fix it by being okay, can we try that again? Or like, I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying, like, to be honest, like I wasn't really paying attention. Can we just retry?
I get what you're saying. And like, I think about, sometimes overreacting too, or getting like overstimulated or over frustrated where you lash out sometimes. Cause there's just so much going on, or, and you're trying to like help out, you're trying to figure things out, and you just, you overreact. And I think about a time where, I was, there was something going on, and I lashed out at Elliot, and I felt so bad because like I was so frustrated. I just like slapped the table, and I think she kind of like irked backwards, and I like, oh my God, I scared her, I was just so frustrated and so like, thinking about everything, and just, I was angry at the moment. And like, I don't like hit my kids. I don't throw anything, but I think that's what like scared her, because like that was an unexpected reaction from her father. Right. I slapped the table. And then Taylor was there too, and she gave me like the look of death. Like, are you serious? I'm like, oh man. And I knew like I messed up. So like I walked away, and I came back, and I called Elliot over, and I explained to her like, hey, listen, Daddy overreacted. I slapped the table. I didn't mean to do that, but you have to understand, I was frustrated, whatever. And that's basically it. I was just like trying to fix my reaction. But I think that is important too, because, you never know what your kid is going to encounter. Right. So like when they get older, when they get married, when they get, boyfriends or girlfriends, whatever, you don't know how those people are going to treat them, or what their relationships will be. So in a sense, I try to make it good of it. And I say, hey, listen, Daddy reacted this way, but, people shouldn't react that way towards you. Like you should be aware of that. And, I'm sitting here and explaining myself to you and how I messed up. Don't let anybody ever react that way and not talk about it if they do, or whatever, just like there should be no violence, anger, or, hitting or throwing or anything, so I tried to like make the best of the moment, even though I messed up. You know what I mean?
Well, I try to like give my, like, I remember like growing up, like, it, like you do is so right. Like actually taking ownership and like I mean, I think it was right. I mean, I'm assuming people think that's the way to go, you know? Because like growing up, I think like my dad, like he was, you know, he was like, it's so funny because like modern language, if you say like he was a boss, it sounds like you're saying like, you know, he was the man. So he was in charge of, he was in charge of a department, and like, it was such an old school thing to do that, like when you're in a position of like being, you know, in charge, you don't apologize. Like you'd never apologize ever. It's like a sign of weakness. And it's like so gross by today's standards. And like obviously like that leaked into the house a little bit. And it was like, you know, my dad would never apologize for anything. And it was like this, my mom, I think she was kind of like, you know, she always tell us like, you know, when I got married, like this, it doesn't sound so great to be honest with you, but like the belief that like, you know, one person has to be lenient. One person has to be willing to like, you know, kind of roll with the punches, or it sounds even more abusive, to roll with things and like to go with like, you know, to be lenient or to like, to, you know, to change. And I remember growing up, like listening to that, I'm like, that doesn't feel right, you know? And then like, you know, to apologize to some, or even to be the kid to apologize to someone that never apologizes, like that causes a lot of damage. I feel like over time, it took a lot of time to kind of work things out with my dad and kind of like, you know, get on a better page, you know? But I feel like that's, I can't imagine in this world that being big enough to apologize for your mistakes is a bad thing. I can't imagine that's a bad thing. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's like kind of the point I'm trying to make for my kids as well, is just like, you know, I think of another, you know, after listening to your story, I think about, and I think I've talked about this with, on the show before, like one of the times I messed up with Lucas was, you know, he wanted something, Taylor was hurt, and she took him to Target, and I got so frustrated at her and him. And, you know, she told Lucas that, listen, Daddy is a fair, understanding man. All you got to do is talk to him. And he called me to talk to me and explain something to me, and I just like destroyed it. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Like, you know, so I discredited Taylor. I destroyed like his way of thinking about me. Oh, you know, it was just bad. It was bad news bears, right? And and then on my drive home, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, how do I repair this? How do I fix this? And you know, I sat him down and I was like, listen, you know, to be a real man, right? You need to know when you messed up and when you need to apologize. And I need to apologize to you and your mother, you know? And like, we had like this small little moment. And to me, I thought it was good, but he probably doesn't even remember it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, but it matters to you.
He just remembers me. Right. And it matters to me. And you know, I just wanted to apologize and, you know, try to teach him, hey, you know, same thing, you know, but from a different perspective as a male. Like, you can't just lash out and just take down your family. You know, you need to know when you messed up as a father and as a man when you grow up. You know what I mean? And, you know, on the other side, my daughter, you know, don't let any man, you know, lash out at you, throw things at you, try to hit you, whatever. You know, like, you got to know when, hey, this guy's crazy. And if he doesn't come talk to me about it, like, get away, you know, like that's my thought process in it, you know.
And it also goes both ways. You got to teach, you know, the other way too. You got to teach, you know, boys, and, you know, it doesn't really matter, boys and girls, but you got to teach people not to be walked over both ways.
Right.
You know, they're not there to be subservient to everything too, that you have to have, you know, you have to have some respect for yourself, and by having respect for yourself, people will respect you more. But that's so important. It's
just funny. It's like we're sitting here talking about mess ups, and like, I think those two mess ups are like in my head, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, did I do damage to my children? Are they going to grow up? Are they going to grow up and think like, oh, Daddy's a real jerk. Like he did this, he did that, you know? And, you know, you mess up every day, you know, being a parent is the hardest thing. You forget paperwork. You're trying to give everybody attention. You know, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you know, but the real mess ups I think about are those like moments where you may boil over, your anger gets the best of you at times, and you know, I
think that's like,
you just wonder if you do enough damage or repair.
Yeah, I think like that is one thing that I think like sticks with you as a parent. And I think another one, I mean, but the thing is, I think like besides that, like, because this is another topic in general that I was thinking of, is it's not really, before I get into it, I don't think it's like you said, they're like, what do they remember? What do they not remember? I think they remember, they remember a feeling, you know, they look back at pictures, they remember a feeling. So like you want them to have the right feeling and memory and not, and have love towards you and not, you know, they're going to be willing to apologize and, or receive your apology. But, you know, like, obviously when the damage is done, you know, fixing it is such an important thing because they remember that, you know, they don't remember like every little thing they did on a trip or every little thing they did on vacation or, you know, but the thing that I think is the other thing I was thinking of is not having follow through. And I think that's something that like, I think that, you know, like when you mess up that way, I know we joked around with the paperwork stuff like that, like not following through on something you said you're going to do. I feel like that is like crushing, like internally it's crushing to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do that thing that we talked about. The weekend's over and you're like, I know this is the thing. Cause like Ethan and I were just talking about this. We didn't do it last week and we want to go out for donuts. Cause we go on these donut trips where we wake up early and we go to a donut place, we grab a donut. Cause it's just cute. It's fun. You know? Like PJ's donuts, you know, like what is wrong with that situation? Nothing. Cause donuts are great. So, you know, just going and like, you know, getting to the end of that when they like say to you like, oh, I know we didn't go. It's okay. You're like, it's not okay. You're like, get your jeans on because we're going to get donuts right now. You know, but it's like, it's the feeling of being able to be, you feel it more. It's not the disappointment of whatever the thing is that you said you were going to do. It's like, almost like, I don't want to be a person that they can't rely on, you know? And that's something that I think that like, I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling for them. I hate the feeling for me. So like, I sort of like, if that ever happens, I sort of like get into like a reaction mode where I'm like, we're going to make good on it right now. Like, I don't care if the store is closed. We're going to knock on that window. No, but you know, it's right. You know, but that's hard.
I know, but, you know, it's just, it's crazy.
I think it's like, you know, but I think the most important thing is that I think at least for the three of us, we are trying.
It's hard out here on the streets.
It is.
Where's the white flag? Where's the white flag?
But like, I think it's just like, you know, we have to rebuild like trust and stuff like that. Like with them, I think by, you know, and you don't do that. As you know, whenever anyone breaks trust with you, you know, in the real world and adult life and stuff, it's like not necessarily what's being said right afterwards or how you fix it, quote unquote. It's like by living and showing them like you're really trying to, you know, like you're doing better. So like, you know, like Levine, like you did that like little table slap, and I'm sure you're very mindful to never or try not to do that again. You know, like and that's something, you know, like, and it's like, and thank you for being vulnerable because you know, like that's not always our proudest moments because there definitely have not very proud moments right now that I can think of.
Right.
You know, and just how we try to show up every day, you know, and just be better than yesterday. You
know, the thing that we were laughing because there's one episode that we try to plan, and I think we've thought about doing this one episode, and every time we try to do it, it never works right. You're like, we really want to do it, it never works. There was one episode we were going to do one, and it was about the crazy family rules in your house, and we were thinking like, how will this possibly work? Because we have ridiculous ones, and then we started asking other people we work with about crazy rules in our house. They were looking like we were insane. This is not abnormal. But the thing that like we were like, you know, like my wife had this ridiculous rule of like, you know, don't touch your feet while you eat, which is not that ridiculous, but when they were little kids, you know.
Hysterical. I love it.
In general, this idea, which kind of came back to me, I promise you this is relevant, is like the reason why we have these crazy family rules that are different from house to house is because we're all different. We're all crazy. We all have crazy family rules because of like life is nuts. And the thing is, as I guess, as like, you know, maybe your kids are really young or you want to become a parent, you listen to this podcast. The thing is like, if there's some advice or some thoughts to give out to you, is like, you're going to do things your own way. And you know what? You're going to mess up a lot. And when you mess up a lot, because you will, don't worry about how the picture looks on Facebook. Just think about what you want to say when the mess up happens and how you want your kids to remember you in that moment after you fix it up.
Right.
And they will remember the best part of it when you react the right way. And that's something that is so important.
That's why I love this show, because, you know, I think that, and for our listeners, it gives them an opportunity that says, hey, I do that too, or hey, that happens to me too.
Just say other parents, and then do that one more time.
I feel, hey, other parents, we all go through the same thing, right? We all have these moments of crazy kid situations, and we all don't know how to react to them, and we just have to react in the moment. And it's just great to hear that other people have similar situations and react in a similar way, because we're all human, right? We're nobody's perfect. Nobody has a playbook on how to handle a kid and how to handle a situation, and every situation's different. And it's just great.
You gotta
it's great to hear. It's
so
comforting.
True. You gotta first unlearn the baggage you had when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Then you gotta grow up and lose your junk and try to be, come to the table as a functioning adult. And then you gotta own up to stuff, and it's not always the easiest thing, and it's not always the thing that comes natural, but I like how you guys always have great ideas and things, and how you kind of come across with when you mess up you do the right thing. But I like also this idea of stepping away for a few minutes and collecting yourself.
Yes,
because I think the first reaction back may just be a knee-jerk back, and then you're like, wait, why did I say that? Is that right? But I like the take a moment and cool off and get your head in the right, get your head in the right space, and then figure out what you want to do, even though it's maybe it's such a more direct, you just hit a table, it's not that big of a deal, almost like an old movie. You picture spaghetti on a plate, coming down the wall, slowly sliding, that's obviously a much more extreme, scary circumstance. I don't think any of us have ever done, but just taking a moment and not reacting. I think that probably is something that has good use of a couple more minutes to cool things down, stop the moment and hit the reset button. As we're all picturing spaghetti coming in the wall. I don't know.
That's just crazy. I think about a big thing that helps me think about situations like this is, I don't know if you guys ever saw it, as the show. I'm sure you have the show This Is Us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, never buy a used slow cooker.
Right. Oh, geez.
That got dark really fast.
Exactly. That did get dark really fast.
That's not the lesson you're going for.
No, but I always think about a line that I heard from there is Mandy Moore always said that there's always time in the day to turn it around. You may have a bad day, something may go wrong, but you have the whole day to turn it around and make it a better day. You have. So
you're I'm laughing because I get it. I agree with you. I love your thought. Remember a few episodes ago we were talking to your kids, and then you and I both were conversation went south in the car. Well, it's over. I guess we'll just turn the radio on now. Sarah's no, that's not how that works. You got to try this out. And we're both you could do that.
No, but I do. I try, and I just try to remember that. So when I mess up, when the day's going, there's always, time or some way to turn it around. Maybe that's just getting ice cream at the end of the day. Maybe it's apologizing. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever it is, but you have 24 hours in the day to figure it out. It may go wrong.
Wake up.
It may go wrong at that moment, but hey, you can turn it around. So.
Exactly.
Wow, did you hear that? The dog agreed with you. That was crazy.
Yes.
Yes. Well, or maybe didn't agree.
I know. It's funny because
they're very angry.
Hayden came in and she's playing with the blinds or the drapes behind Mike, and then all of a sudden all this lights is coming in, and all of a sudden she vanished. She's either on the couch under the blankets, or she just walked away, and then the dog rolled in. It's like a cast of watching it's like
I
watching
love
a
it.
sitcom.
I was watching the dog.
Oh, she's right there.
She's right here. She's right here, laying next to me. I'm playing with her hair.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Who's next?
The other one's right behind me.
Really? Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Everybody's just coming out. I love it.
Everybody just likes to, sleep around. Everybody has their own beds, but they all sleep around me or in the living room.
You're
or
a magnet for
Nobody
those kids.
sleeps in their beds.
I love it. That's amazing.
Got to be doing something right?
So,
right?
they
want to be near you.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Well, if there's one thing we learned from season 5 is that good parents aren't the parents who never make mistakes. They're the parents who keep showing up after they do. So we'd love to hear from you guys for our show. The question this week for you at home is, what's a parenting mistake that you've made more than once, i.e. over and over and over again? Info's in the show notes. You know what to do. We're now going to shift over to the next part of our show. It is called Time to Unplug. This is where we talk about the things that are going on outside of our children. Even if they nap on the couch, they're right next to us. The dog walks in. They're playing with the blinds. It's okay. Because sometimes we just need something for ourselves, for our children. I just messed it up. Because sometimes we need to have something for ourselves or our spouses. It gives us a chance to decompress because you'll be a better we if you take care of me. Sarah D. Ooh, someone's coughing now. What's that, Sarah D? Aww. A little cough. It's like a little baby cough. Like.
So I don't know if we mentioned it before, but Severance.
Oh man,
I'm watching it.
Ooh,
finally watching it. It was like something Gene and I started. We both were like, "What is this?" And he's like, "I'm not feeling this right now." And like we switch over to something else.
It's so crazy.
And then I know it's just like, but it was like a very weird opening.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, folding laundry one day. I'm like, let me find something. And I was like, oh, let me put that weird show on and see if I can give it another shot. So I gave it another shot. And I have to say, it is a very interesting show.
Right?
It's mind-boggling, I have to say. Like, but I definitely recommend.
It's like
I don't want to give it away.
Like,
give
away stuff, right?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like I really can't. It's just you just kind of got to go with it. You know, that's really what it is.
Like,
and it's like really quiet background, so you do kind of have to pay attention to. So like, I don't know, it's just really fascinating. I like it.
It's like really, really cool. I think you probably aren't giving away too much if you say like there's a company that has people that to do this procedure, right, where they decide that they're going to split their life up because like something traumatic maybe that happened, and like
sever their ties.
So it's like this innies for innies and outies.
Yes, innies and outies, and then like you're just like, so your innie is the person that's working, and they're just doing their work stuff. And I think the whole idea is that like you're not carrying over your work things back home. Plus, also too, like they're kind of dealing with something like their work that is like not meant for like the public, and it's like when it's interesting when the conflicts start arising with the innies and the outies and what they want, and like. There's something to uncover, basically.
And it could be very different than their characters on the outside or the inside, which is wild, right?
Correct. Right. So, like, I think it's an interesting concept, I have to say. It's definitely a good watch, I have to say. Just go with it. The first episode, a little hard to watch.
It is. Just watch that Mr. Milchek. He's watching.
Yes. Yes. He's watching.
How far do you get, by the way? How far, just real fast, how far do you get?
I don't even know what episode.
Are you in the first season still?
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit into the second season, so.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, we'll decompress. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Mike Levine, what do you got?
So, I had a date night this past weekend, and
with who?
With my wife, not with the child.
Oh, cool.
And the wifey wanted to watch a romantic show that she's been watching. And she's like, listen, I know it's a romantic show, whatever, but it's pretty good. You got to check it out with me. And I'm like, but I'm like, okay, sure. And so it was called Off Campus, I think. It was Off Campus on Prime Video. And it was actually really good. I got into it. I was like, oh my God, no way. He just said that to her. Unbelievable.
Love it.
So yeah, I really got into it. I enjoyed it. And with her, and we binged watched the whole show because we never know when we're going to be able to watch a show together. Yes. So we watched all 10 episodes.
I love that.
And then we crashed at like 1 a.m. But it's like,
and that was satisfying. I love it.
Yeah, but it was cool. So Off Campus, it's a pretty good show on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
So we watched it together, and and it was fun too. Like I was making jokes. I'm like, oh no way did she do that?
Like, don't go in there.
Yeah. No. So it was cool.
It's a comedy as well.
Yeah, really.
Exactly. Exactly. But I made sure not to make it too much of a comedy because I would have gotten in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
What about you, Mike?
Oh,
what
man.
do you got going on?
That's funny because you just reminded me. We, my wife and Ethan have been watching. They watched together. I always want to call it Hello Kitty. It's not Hello Kitty. It's Exo Kitty. So they watched Exo Kitty, and then they went back and we watched. So I saw like a little bit here, a little bit in there, and I really was into it. And then they watched like the To All the Boys I Loved Before, and then we watched like all 3 movies. So like I got this one, I got that one. So like we're sort of all missing and parting all the parts of the show. So like it was kind of cool to go back and watch it together. And Ethan, we all watched as a family. And then the other night they were watching something called The Kissing Booth. Apparently there were 3 movies.
Oh,
so I roll onto the couch and they're now halfway into the 3rd movie at least. And I'm like, should I stay? I don't know what is happening right now. There's like 3 movies. The characters all have like these things. The end of the movie is like, it all relates to all the different parts. And, coming late to the party, I understand the need to be like, what is happening right now? But you get right in. But for me this week, I have a show that is new and from the start, and I don't feel like I need to catch up because it is the next show from the creators of Stranger Things. It is called The Burrows, and it is on Netflix, and it is creepy, but it's great. So I'm really into it. I am almost done with the 2nd episode. There's 8 episodes, and it is kind of like the opposite of Stranger Things in that I think Sarah started watching it too.
No, we want to watch it.
Okay. So it doesn't take place with kids. It takes place in this like sort of like weird retirement community in Arizona called The Burrows. It's the name of the community. And it's like your typical kind of thing that if you almost were expecting like a Florida, like retirement 55 and up community, or like everybody's in their own homes, there's like, whatever, they're all kind of involved in each other's lives and stuff. Some people are driving around in golf carts and stuff. But what's really kind of wild about it is from the 1st episode, they're like, there's this man, his wife passed away and she wanted to move into this retirement community and he already signed the contract. So he kind of has to go and he's being dropped off. And as he's looking around, this is the guy who was Doc Ock in Spider-Man. Alfred, whatever his name is, they're in there and there's this like device. I got to whisper it because we have an Alexa in our house. So it's like, it's this device that like is always on and always listening. And you're like, okay, besides that, there's like an alien aspect to this show, like, or a monster or something going on, that there's this thing that's always listening. And you're like, a little bit of a dystopian kind of feel to it. So I don't know where it's going. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I'll tell you so far, I'm really enjoying the first episode and a half. Good. And I'm getting in on the ground floor, baby, because not like Stranger Things for some people. We're not starting with 5 seasons. We're starting at the beginning. So this is, it doesn't matter what's happening. I'm going to watch it while it's hot. But I dig it. I think you guys would enjoy it. And it has creepy moments. It's definitely, I don't think it's for the kiddos. But you never know. You got to know your own kid and how much fear and scariness they can take. But I am digging it, and it is for me. All right, so I think we're just about out of time in this episode on this season of season 5 on Hey the Parents. It has been so much hanging out with Mike and Sarah and talking about our mess ups, our fixes. We talked about all kinds of things this season. We talked about sweet acts of parenting love. We talked about giving your kid a phone. We talked about being bored, taking initiative, talking so kids will listen, working moms, candles, and mayhem, the birthday episode where Jay-Z had 99 problems, and it's not Sarah's fault, number 1. It's Ron. And we also talked about Ron, we're not done with you yet, so you should listen.
We're going to name you Ron.
And we did a countdown to high school, and we're wrapping things up on this episode where we talk about messing up, F-ups, and fixes, and how maybe showing up is more important than doing things perfectly. So I take a moment to thank our listeners and supporters for doing this show. All right, so we're gonna take a big gap for the summer, take things a little slow, spend some time with their families, and we'll be back in the early fall to see you for the next season, where we crank it up to talk about all the things that are going on, and we'll have a lot of new episodes besides the one we already planned, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen between now and then. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're just about out of time in this episode. We'll take a moment to thank our listeners and supporters for donating to the show. If you want to help support this show so we keep making episodes like this one, we have a link to donate in the show notes. If you don't have the means to do so, we appreciate you tell your friends, your family, maybe while you're on vacation, maybe you're passing towel, maybe you're getting a drink at the unlimited drink refill station. Who knows? If you get a chance, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We can't can't wait to explore this parenting thing with you next season, Hey the Parents, because every week it's an honest discussion about raising kids. Don't forget to hug your kids and charge those Chromebooks. That's new for me, for Mike, and for Sarah, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And happy early birthday to Juju. Hey the Parents, produced by Michael V and Sarah Desiree, and me, Michael Hyde. I edited and mixed our show. Our intro voice recording was done by the one and only Coltrane. If you like our show, we hope you consider going to the show notes. It helps support the podcast. Check the show notes for social media information and contacts, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Booyakasha.
Booyakasha.
Pause it.
That was good.